Welcome to Cloud Dancer Speaks. Talks, chats, whatever he does. What do I do? Okay. First of all, I want to thank all those that were helping me in the healing. It was much appreciated. And I've forgotten me goggles. Where did they go? Hang on a minute. We'll have this emergency sorted any second now. You see, if I don't put these on, I can't see it properly. Well, the sun's shining, but there's a hell of a wind blowing at the moment. What am I going to talk about? I could talk about me, being the all illustrious one. Or I could have talked about Dark Raven 1. What I want to talk about is multi-dimensional. Don't take any notes of that, it's my tablet. A multi-dimensional being. Are both those dogs out?
No.
Okay. So I'm just checking on my dogs because they're grumping out there. What are multi-dimensional beings? As you know, in the phases of the Earth, it's a mathematic certainty. There are many, many, many different dimensions. A lot of scientists state that, there's a different you in each dimension. It's a bit ludicrous, isn't it? And that any given action is repeated over and over and over and over and over again in the different dimensions. This is complete idiocy. What is the matter with people? What is the matter with the so-called thinkers of this world? I tell you what the matter is, they cease to think. They draw on these outlandish, ridiculous statements. And if they can't prove them, they make them more ridiculous and more outlandish. And then the gullible come along and say, oh, that must be so. Professor such and such said it. This is a load of rubbish. There are multi-dimensions, but each dimension has a life force of its own. You're not split up, there's not lots of you in different dimensions. It's infeasible and impractical. But I find these fools, I can't call them intelligent men because they're certainly not intelligent, otherwise they wouldn't come out with such ridiculous outlandish statements in the first place. Multi-dimensional beings. Some of you are connected with the order. And within that order you have entered another dimension called Draconia. Has absolutely nothing to do with lots of you hanging around Draconia. I'm sorry I'm keeping on about this, but I find it quite amusing. Now, I had a wonderful day on Friday, which was my birthday, summer solstice. It was absolutely beautiful. Everything that could go right went right. The sun was hot and shining, and it was wonderful. Now, normally men of my age, they're not really interested in birthdays. It reminds them of the Grim Reaper come knocking on the door. But I'm a little bit different than most men, as some of you have found out. Dark Raven 1 made everything perfect. My son made me a cake. and it was absolutely perfect. I am still trying to recover from it now. I had lots of indigestion tablets and antitoxin tablets after the cake, so I'm all right. No, he did a wonderful job, and he also cooked a meal last night which was excellent, and he did a big fry breakfast this morning. Now that was something else. So I had a wonderful week and I had a wonderful day, but that's enough. This is not getting down to the subject of moaning at Dark Raven One, which we all have to moan at Dark Raven One. Hello, my sugar pie. She's gone to sleep. What she's doing, she's on a tablet, or she's pretending to be asleep so that I can get on with it. See how quiet she is? See, she knows who the boss is. Hey, she is quiet. Is she alright? Are you alright in there? Hey! I think she died.
Oh.
God, that's going to ruin that bed now.
You just have to get a new one done.
Yeah.
How are we going to afford to bury her? That's the only thing.
Oh, well, you get a grant to bury her, so I'll put her in a black bag and dump her out for the rubbish. And then
Which one do we put her in? The recycling or the black bin or the food bin?
That's a good question. I won't get her in the food bin, will I?
No.
I have to condense her down a bit.
Yeah, chop her into little bits to get her in there, poor thing.
Right. As I said, we've had many come in on the site and many leave because they're so wrapped up in their own ego. They do not want to know any alternative truth. They're right and everyone else is wrong. Now this is the way of the world. You cannot progress if your mind is closed. How can you? There are a lot of beautiful things happening. Some of you are going to be out in the garden today looking at that beautiful huge moon as it's now closest to the earth on its elliptical course. Elliptical course, jeez, I'll say it right in a minute. And you'll find that it is huge. In some parts of the country, especially around the equator, it'd be so huge. It looks so huge. It'd be quite frightening. But so many things to look forward to. I noticed that with moonlight and our little squirrels, I think that's so sweet. And who's got the red deer that goes in the woods, love?
Nancy Tiger, she's not an old group.
Oh yeah, we have another friend, and all the red deer go into the wolves, or the, not red deer. I forget what species of deer it is, but it's deer. And they all go into this little woods, and it's in a built-up area, and the hunters can't get them while they're in that woods. So, talk about smart. I like that. All the little trophy hunters can't get them. Until after the hunting season, they come out the woods again. But I think that's great. And it's good to see Crystal Spirit Woman back on the site again. That is really good. And she left me a nice comment, which is much appreciated. Now, I know I've gone off track, haven't I?
Yes, you have.
See, Big Mouth had it. She wakes up when I go off track.
I wasn't asleep.
Okay. Multi-dimensional beings. If you can imagine our existence like layers of an onion, and we're the top layer and you strip off more and more and more layers of this onion, each layer is a dimension. It's infinitesimal. And each world has a sentient life of its own. you might talk of unicorns, you might talk of strange creatures that are in fairy tales. Why? Well, let me first explain. You cannot imagine anything that does not exist. You cannot possibly create out of thin air something which does not exist. The mind doesn't work that way. It has to exist. So where does these unicorns and these Pegasus and Cyclops and all the rest, where do they exist? That comes into your multidimensional beings. Now all over the world the portals are opening. Well, we don't know whether they're multidimensional or interspatial. We have no idea. We're hoping they're both. For wouldn't it be lovely to see these creatures again move across the face of the earth? Why am I so positive about this? Well, each country, as Dark Raven One explained, each country in the old days, the old ones had no connection. They had no connection with the Americans. They had no connection with the Australians. And they had no connection with the Russians. Their world was all that existed. And yet, all of these worlds, all of these countries have a history of unicorns, Pegasus, flying horses, dragons. Now that is impossible. I mean, it isn't stories that are related from one country to another, because there was no connection. And this is the same with ufology as well. There is no connection between these countries. Now it's been discovered in Ireland that we were under Egyptian influence in Ireland, and I believe in England as well, for artifacts that have been found, certain caves that have been found. The proof is...
A sphinx has just been found in the Grand Canyon.
That's it?
Yeah, in one of the caves in the Grand Canyon.
Now, I don't know whether you heard that, but a sphinx was discovered in the Grand Canyon in America, in a cave. This is impossible. So why and how? To know that knowledge, you have to go back to the days of Atlantis. Is Atlantis a myth? No, it's not. They've discovered it. And when they discovered it, they put a gagging order on it at the speed of light. There's a pyramid under there that's bigger than any other pyramid that's created. I know. Thank you, Adrian.
40 minutes have passed.
I know.
And there's a Stargate.
Oh yes, there was a Stargate near the pyramid.
And two great big crystals.
So, if this was the next wonder of the universe, why did they put a gagging order on the National Geographic, who took photographs of it? Incidentally, the two spacecraft, I say two, that were found in the Baltic, I believe a gagging order was put on that as well. So, why do they keep these things from people? I do not understand this. I mean, they talk about our way of life, and even that is a dictatorship. We say, oh no, this is not a dictatorship. Of course it is. You're serving the mighty Eklunds at the top, and they will not be moved. We've got one over here as well. And he opened...
Here.
Eh?
We've got two in government.
Two in government. And he adamantly states, I don't care about what the people think or about their demonstrations. I'm going to do my job. Well, if he doesn't care what the people think, what the bloody hell is he in power for? Why is he in government? And this applies to all governments. The UK, America, definitely. Iran, all the governments. It's time they were...
England is the head of it.
Eh?
England is the head.
Oh, England is.
London.
London, the cesspit. And you don't know how bad that is. Okay. I know I've rambled on a bit, but Adrian's done a good job. You've all done a good job. Just enjoy each other. I remember words can hurt, so be careful how you address people, how you talk to people. For once words are gone, they can never be retracted. Om Namaste. Om Shanti.